Hello and welcome back for another video. We're going to be playing some Planeswalker decks soon. My husband is actually making us supper right now, and while he's preparing supper, I'm going to prepare my deck. He's already got his out of the box and sleeved, and I've got to get mine out and get mine sleeved. So let me get my sleeves and then we'll get started. So I am working with the Yanling deck, and as far as I know, it's a only blue deck, and I have no idea what kind of deck my husband has. So when I go up against him to play, it's going to be very interesting. For anybody, like all 8 people that ever watched our unboxing for Core, you'll know I didn't ever look at any of the spoilers, so I don't know what cards to expect from him. Okay, so the Planeswalker decks come with the Planeswalker, obviously, and then a cool box that I've been keeping. I don't know if you have. And then 1 pack of cards. I think it used to be 2, right? Yeah, 2. And then a cool story about our Planeswalker and kind of their powers and what to expect from the deck. So I'll take a few minutes probably at supper and review that so I know what to expect. And then for our Planeswalker, she's 4 and 2 blue for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker. Her first ability is +1 until your next turn. Up to 1 target creature gets -5, -0. Great defensive maneuver. Then -3, return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand. A good flash or another defensive maneuver. And -7, creatures you control with flying get +5/5 until end of turn. So she looks like maybe I'm gonna expect some flyers in here. So we've got Dungeon Geist, 2 and 2 blue for a 3/3 flyer with an ETB trigger that gets to tap a creature an opponent controls. I like that. One of my favorite dinosaurs that I played with for a while was the Hammerhead that let me tap people. Yanling's Harbinger, 3 and 2 blue for a 2/4 flyer. ETB, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Yanling, Celestial Wind, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. So helps tutor up my Planeswalker. Riddlemaster Sphinx, 4 and 2 blue for a 5/5 flyer. When the Sphinx enters the battlefield, you may return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. An air elemental, which was part of the core set that we opened, I think, because it looks really familiar, and the Frost Lynx. Brineborn Cutthroat, 1 and a blue for a 2/1 merfolk pirate with flash. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a 1/1 counter on Brineborn Cutthroat. I'm going to have to make sure that I pay attention to my instants and any other flash creatures I get so that I can really make use of his trigger. Cloudkin Seer, 2 and a blue for a 2/1 flyer. When Cloudkin Seer enters the battlefield, draw a card. More of the air elemental, Frost Lynx. Spectral Sailor, 1/1 for a blue with flash, so this will help trigger the Brineborn. Another flyer that would get a bump from her ultimate. 3 and a blue, draw a card, so that'll help if I'm struggling against whatever he throws at me. I can maybe search for something that'll help. Warden of Evos Isle, 2 and a blue for a 2/2 flyer. Creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. I'm loving the synergy in this deck. Usually when I make my own decks, they don't have a lot of aids for other cards, so this is going to be nice. Celestial Messenger, 2 and 2 blue for a 3/2 flash flying. Bird Spirit, and that is gorgeous artwork. I really love that. It's up in the clouds, above the clouds. That's really pretty. Celestial Messenger gets +1/1 as long as you control a Yanling Planeswalker. Waterkin Shaman, 1 and a blue for a 2/1 Elemental Shaman. So some of these decks would go good in an Elementals deck, it looks like. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, Waterkin Shaman gets +1/1 until end of turn. Then my islands, I like it because it's a monocolored deck and it's not going to take a lot of thought into what I tap. Unsummon, of course. 1 blue for return target creature to its owner's hand. Winged Words, 2 and a blue. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a creature with flying. Draw 2 cards. So that's interesting. For a blue deck that has a card that triggers on instance, or at least cards played during my opponent's hand, I don't have a lot of cards to play during my opponent's turn. So, and then the basics that kind of help explain how to play. And then let's see what we get in our deck. Do you remember what you got?
No.
Maybe it's a ley line. That would be awesome. Oh, that's part of my deck. Winged Words. Scorch Spitter, Frostlinks. Aether Gust, 1 and a blue, choose target spell or permanent that's red or green. Its owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Maybe I'll keep this as a sideboard card depending on what colors you're playing. Oh, no way! You are not going to believe what I just opened.
Black.
Nope. Chandra, Awakened Inferno. Literally, this is the card you just gave me yesterday.
The other one back.
No. Yeah, I'll give you the other one back. Thank you for letting me borrow it until I got my own.
So that way I can put it in my elemental deck.
No, you don't need it. So yeah, that's hilarious. Because we both opened a pack yesterday and he hit a double of it. He'd already had one, so he let me have his. Now I gotta give it back. And a really interesting foil, Ripscale Predator. That's a crazy looking diamond. And a wolf token. So hey, that was a great pack. So I'm gonna take some time, get these sleeved up, and then when we're done with supper, we are going to play a game. So we'll bring you back in for that. Hi there. So we finished our supper. It was awesome pork chop night, and we got our deck sleeved up, and we've shuffled and prepped our cards. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our draw. Or I guess I should say with the roll to see who goes first. I got a 2.
10. I will be going first.
You will be going first? Okay.
Alright. Swamp. Go.
Okay, so untap, upkeep, draw, and I will play a land, and then I will pass.
Draw.
I don't like that.
And tap. I will play Blood Burglar. He's a 2/2, and as long as it's my turn, he has lifelink.
No! Oh no! You were playing black vampires, aren't you?
Yep.
No! Oh yuck, 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 yuck. So he is definitely a black mage for sure. Okay. I will pay 1 for an unsummon. Return target creature to its owner's hand.
Alright. Are you done?
Yes.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Another swamp. Tap 2 to play my Blood Burglar again.
Okay. Are you done?
Yep.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Mana for turn. And you're gonna laugh at this. I played wrong already.
Not as bad as what I'm playing.
Well, here's the thing. 1 and 1 blue for Brian Bane Cutthroat. This is the one with Flash. And whenever I cast a spell during your turn, I get to put a 1/1 on him. That's one of like 3 instances I have in my deck. So I totally missed a trigger for him.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
You didn't. Did you get your Planeswalker? No, of course not. Let's just show it to the camera and it's not important.
I'll go in for 2.
I will take those 2.
I will gain 2 life.
Okay. Were you done? No,
Yes.
you're in your second main phase.
I'm done.
Oh, you're done? Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw. And then I will go in for 2. You can just take those right back.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
What? No! You're just being weird. You're trying to psych me out, aren't you?
And I will go back in for 2.
I will take those 2.
And it will be your turn.
Okay, before it becomes my turn, on your second main phase, I am going to flash this Brian-born Cutthroat. God, that's hard to say. So I get to put a 1/1 on him. Now, does he also trigger himself? Because it says whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, I can put a 1/1 on him.
No, because he hasn't came down. He's already out.
So he's on the stack.
So when you cast him, it's just going to trigger the 1 because he's technically not out on the battlefield to be triggered yet.
Okay. Okay, so then your second main phase, you're not doing anything. So untap. You're just trying to psych me out. I know it. I don't believe you.
I'm sure when you're going through this video, you'll see and laugh.
2 and 1 white, or I'm playing with blue, by the way, for that. And he's a 2/2 flyer. Creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. So then I will just pay 1 blue and 1 other for Cloudkin Seer, who has flying. So that reduced its mana cost. When it enters the battlefield, I get to draw a card. And then I will attack in with 5 damage.
Tap, upkeep, draw.
How much does your Planeswalker cost to cast?
6.
Oh, okay, you must not have drawn it then, because you would totally have whipped it out. Nah. I'm on to you. See, I knew you were just psyching me out. You're just psyching me out! Stop! Play your cards.
Boo. Did I play mana already?
You did.
I'll be done.
Oh, are you mana flooded? Is that what you keep showing off? All your pretty swamps?
I'll say
You'll say nothing. You're gonna play like you don't got nothing going on, huh? Cool. Okay, well, because this thing makes things cost less, I'm gonna pay 2 blue and just 2 others for a new flyer. And this one, when the Harbinger enters the battlefield, I may search my library and or graveyard for a card named Mu Yanling. Reveal her, put her into my deck, her into my hand, obviously because it's my deck. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. So, am I gonna win this one? Am I gonna sweep you? Yeah, it looks like it. Sad day. You and vampires usually get along so much better. Okay, so that's a 2/2.
yep.
So I will just fly in for 4.
All right.
Okay, in the silence now, I don't know if the video was picking up on it. Our dryer just got done.
Tap 3 to play Savage Gorger.
Oh, you have a flyer?
And
What? Your vampires aren't supposed to fly?
At the beginning of your end step, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a 1/1 counter on him.
Oh.
I will hold.
Okay.
Your turn, your turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I will play mana for the turn. And then because you know she's coming, there's 2 and 4 others for Yanling. And I will go ahead and uptick her. And until, what is it? Oh, until my next turn, up to 1 target creature gets -5/0. So we'll say your flyer is...
-5.
Yep, I'm going to remind you. No, not... It just goes down to 0. It just goes down to 0. It can't be less than 0 attack.
Yeah, I can actually.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. That's the one I choose. So let me put a thingy on her. She goes from 5 to 6. And her ultimate is at 7, just so you know. And then I will fly in for 4.
Tap up, keep draw. And land. I will play Sorin, the vampire.
No!
And I will down tick him 2. So he will be at 2. And I will deal.
Wait, what is his uptick first?
1. I get up to 1 target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn.
Okay, and the down tick is now...
I get to deal 4 damage to any target I gain 4 life.
Oh, yuck.
So I will.
But he only starts as a 3?
Here's a 4. So
And it's down to... Okay.
I will deal 4 damage to that. I'll gain 4 life. And then I guess I will have to be done.
I guess. So untap.
Until your next turn, so that goes away.
Okay. And then mana for the turn. And then... Okay. So I will immediately uptick her again to 7. And this time I will again choose your flyer. And then, let's see, I'll pay 1 blue and 1 other. I'm gonna move them forward just so I can, peace of mind. For an elemental shaman, whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, he gets a +1/1 until end of turn. And then I will pay 1 blue and 2 others for a frost lynx. When this enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. So I'm just going to put another reminder there for us. And then I am going to fly at Sorin for 2, fly at you for 2, and attack in for 3. when I said 3, he was doing 3 damage, and this one did 2. Did you?
I took
Okay,
5.
okay. I didn't know what you were at before. My bad.
I'm just gonna play another Savage Gorger and be done.
Okay. Untap. Graveyard's going off. Upkeep, draw. Okay, I'll pay 2 and 3 others for a new flyer. And that triggers this one. Gets +1/1 until end of turn. And then I will, he's okay now. And then that one's done because it'll untap during your next turn. So, and that's a flyer? Oh, they're both, oh, they're the same thing. Okay. Well, I'll uptick her to 8, I think. No! Hold on. She was at 7. You still have a lot of mana up, but I'm going to try this. I'm going to down tick her 3, so she goes to 4. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand. And then I will full swing with everybody that doesn't have summoning sickness. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I did it! You were totally mana flooded, weren't you? Then you kept showing your swamps. Damn it.
I drew a bunch of swamps, and I have 5 swamps in my hand, or 6 swamps in my
In your opening hand? Well, that was fun for me. Not as fun for you, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just as fun.
Just as fun. Well, now you've gotten a really good preview of what my deck can do if I hit all the right beats, right? So you know what to block and kill. I missed a couple triggers though. That one, the flash thing, I should have, because I had enough mana to cast him, and then on your next turn I could have unsummoned your guy and given him a trigger. But I didn't want to wait that long, and then I forgot that he got the +1/1. I was like, I'm gonna bounce that back now so you don't start gaining life too early. So I missed my timing on that. I got too scared of you gaining life. And then I missed, when I flew in the second time, I had my 3rd flyer and I just left it. And then you pinged it off. So all it did, and it did its job. It got out Mu Yanling, but it didn't do any damage to you, and it could have. It could have gotten 2 damage across, which in the end didn't change anything. You gotta set those closer. Too short. Too short. Okay. So since I won, I get to pick who goes first, and I will say you can go first again because I think I need to be on the draw.
Okay.
Are you keeping?
Yep.
I'm keeping.
Play that. Tap.
Oh no. No.
Vampire of the Dire Moons, a 1/1 with Death Touch lifelink.
No! What? Ugh. Okay. Well, I say no. Unsummon. Take that back. I like that I've had that in both my opening hands. That's helpful.
Keep draw, and I play another one. I'm going to tap both to play 2 Vampire of the Dire Moon.
Of course you are. They're just 1/1s, right?
Yep.
Okay. I did like the artwork when when we opened sets for that. Alright. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/1 until end of turn.
Draw, I'm going to play that. I'm going to tap 3, and I'm going to play the Bloodthirsty Aerialist, who's a 2/3 flyer, and whenever I gain life, I get to put a 1/1 counter on Bloodthirst Aerialist.
Oh no.
I'm going in for 2.
And then you gain 2 life, and she gets 2 1/1s? Is it just until end of turn?
Nope.
Oh, she's huge. She's gonna be so painful.
I think I only gain 1. It says whenever I gain life, put a 1/1. Does it say?
Oh, and you just gained.
Yeah, so I just gained
once.
1. So.
Gotcha. But now if you had another thing that gained you life separate from the attack phase. Okay. Well, that's not any better. So she's a 2/4?
3/4 now.
3/4. She's huge. Already.
And I will be done.
Of course you will. You're gonna stomp all over me this time. I guess 1 and 2 gets me a flyer, so this one gains +1/1 until end of turn. So I'll go ahead and go in for 3. Oh, sugar.
You get a scry.
I know I get to draw a card. Can I still?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead, ma'am. So that's a 3/2. A 3/4. You ain't got no mana.
Dang it! Okay. I'm not gonna do very good at this.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm going to do 2 mana to play Sorin's Thirst on your Cloud Conceer. Deals 2 damage to target creature, and I gain 2 life. Triggers my Bloodthirsty Aerialist. And then I will swing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ouch.
And I'll gain 2 more life.
I hate it when you...
And get another counter.
No! I'm sorry, were you done?
And
just wanna
I will
end this
play
one.
my mana for turn.
Okay, now you're done. Yuck. Alright. So that's a what now?
5/6.
Oh my god. I don't even have anything. Okay, did I play mana for the turn?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure? I want more mana.
I'm at 4, you're at 4.
I know. Alright, I'll pay 2 and 2 others for my bird spirit. A flying 3/2 gets +1/1 as long as I control a Yanling Planeswalker.
Draw. I will tap 4 to play Red Presence, who's a 3/3, and whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. I can draw a card and lose a life, or I can deal 2 damage to any target and gain 2 life. So I will go in for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm gonna block one of them.
Okay, so we will kill each other.
No?
Yeah, it's Death Touch.
Oh shit. Shoot. Sugar. Whoops. Okay, yeah, I have.
And
Okay, so
2,
I take
3, 4,
1,
5, 6 now.
6.
And I gain
No.
one
You were
life.
just sweeping.
And trigger this. And I will be done.
Okay, well this round is painful and not going to last very long. Oh, interesting though. Okay. Oh, thank you. Unsummon. Make that thing go away. And then I'll pay 2 and 2 more for another flyer. I forgot that thing had Death Touch.
I'll do 2 and 1 to play a murder on your bird, and I'll swing in for 4.
down to 1 life. Miracle. I need a miracle. There's
no miracle cards in these decks.
2, right? Wasn't that a set? 2 and 3 others. I can search my library for Yanling. Where are you, Yanling? Oh, for sure she'd be burned to the bottom the way you cut into. Oh, look at, she's been up top both times. Okay, if I shuffle, da-da-da-da. And guess what? You win. Because I can't block them both. Yeah? So are we done?
Untap, draw, and swing at you for...
Okay. Boom, done. There it is. That was a killer game for you. I had to work really hard for my life. You just kept killing all my stuff. All my stuff.
And your black man command.
I know. Usually it costs you a little bit more of your own life. Like, you don't usually have so much life gain. That 1/1 is painful. That's a good card. I see why you were so excited when you were opening or sleeving. Talking about pulling them to another deck. Does a lot of good job there. Feeling a bit coordinated?
No.
I can make fun of you all I want. Alright, tied. Good game for me, great game for you. So let's see if we can even it out, yeah?
We'll see what happens.
Oh wow, your deck sleeves stick together.
Just don't know how to use them.
Okay, sir, who's going first?
I will.
Oh no, I have to mulligan. 0 mana, 0. And 2 great big creatures.
I'm gonna keep this one.
So you did better muxing me up than I did you?
Yep, apparently.
Apparently. Did I at least mux you up a little bit? You got anything
We'll
messed up?
see what my first couple draws are like. I don't want to mess them up.
Okay, so are we doing it the new way?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
The
7.
official way.
That's the new official way. And then I get to burn something.
Yep.
Well, I will burn 1.
Alright. Are you ready?
I guess.
Play it. Swamp, tap, play Vampire the Dire Minion.
No! Son of a monkey's butt. Go.
Draw. Play a swamp. Go in for 1.
Done?
Yep.
You might just ping me to death. Done. Go.
And tap up, keep draw. Play that. Play my Bloodthirsty Aerialist. Go in for
No!
1.
No! No!
Gain life, get a counter.
You suck. Okay. That thing taps and doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step.
Untap. Draw. Ooh. Play a Blood Burglar. Go in for 1. We will kill each other. I will still gain a life and get a counter.
So what's the Blood Burglar do again?
He, as long as it's my turn, he has lifelink.
Okay. My turn.
Yep. Ooh. The Spirit.
Mm-hmm. Spirit Pirate. I'm done.
Okay, so take that back, some tap, upkeep, draw, play a land, tap for 5, 2 black, and 3 other to play Sorin's Guide, and when he enters the battlefield, I may search my library and or deck for Sorin. I'll reveal it and put it in my hand.
What's this thing called? I need to know.
Bloodthirsty Aerialist.
I remember thinking it would be a good card when we were unboxing. Because I got it. I think I got 2 of them. That thing's scary.
Okay, I'm going to go to combat, and I will go in with these 2. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he gets lifelink. So
You gain 2 and trigger her.
gain 2.
Oh boy. Alright, well, I'll pay 1 to unsummon. And then what's that one just searched up your guy?
He's a 4/2.
I will hold.
Untap. Draw. Land. Oop, that's not land.
You know what's sad is I didn't even notice. Oh my god. You could have totally... Oh man, if that was cheaty armchair, you totally could have got it on the field without me even noticing.
Play my gal. I'm gonna go in for 4, 5, 6. I gain 2 life and trigger my bloodthirsty aerialist. And I'll be done.
Okay, are you noticing what's happening here?
Yeah,
Are you noticing?
Mana.
Yeah. I got enough now to actually do something. Yay! Oh, that doesn't help. When I was opening this and I said, hey, I have not a lot of cards I can play that on your turn. All 3 of those. But it didn't help me at all. Because I didn't have the one that triggered.
Are you done this?
I'm done.
Tap upkeep. Draw. I'll play a land. I'll tap 2 color or 2 black and 4 others for Sorin, Vampire Lord, and then I'll tap 1 black and 1 other for another Blood Burglar. And then I will uptick Sorin 1, so he will be at a 5. And I will go in with these 2 and the guide. So that's 4.
What did his uptick do? You didn't finish.
It gives one of my vampires +2/+0 until end turn. I'll give her +2. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, I'm gonna block there, and she doesn't have trample, so it doesn't get across, right?
No.
Okay. And then I'm gonna block the 4.
Okay, so you just take 2 and gain 2 life
But both mine die.
and put a counter on.
I'm just making you work for it now.
I see that.
Were you done?
Yes, I am done.
So am I.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. 2 black and 4 others, just in case you come up with something. Gravewaker.
I could sweep your board of four creatures and your planeswalker. What am I gonna come up with 2 mana?
No, this one played Gravewaker.
It is a
I
pretty
will
card.
go in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'll block here and take 4.
All right.
That was awful. I'm so sorry. My first game was the only game that I hit mana. Look, 3 into blue, 4 into blue, 3 into blue, 4 into blue. I had no mana. But those were my first draws. So when I mulliganed, I had my 3 mana and the stuff I could play. So I was like, oh, this is gonna work. But then all I drew was big stuff. I didn't draw mana or any more small things.
That's funny. Well, it happens.
It's funny. You're funny. Your face is funny. So, thank you for joining us.
Thank you a lot.
Next week, I think we're gonna do homebrew decks. So we will see if they're anywhere near, not me, obviously, I didn't do very good tonight, but if they're anywhere near as good as what you were playing tonight. I doubt it. Bye.